I feel like yesterday was just January 1st, 2025. How is it Q4 already? I don't know if I'm the only one, but I feel like yesterday was just January 1st, 2025. How is it Q4 already? I haven't even had time to do all the stuff that I said I was going to do January 1st. Now it's about to be January 26th. All right, let's slow down. Let's collect our thoughts. Okay, let's not freak out. Let's not panic. It's Q4. Let's accept that. It's October. So let's get our shit together. A monthly reset is great for anybody that just wants to get their shit together, get organized, and feel like the month is not running away from them. It's a couple components that goes into doing a monthly reset. I like to start off with a deep clean. I like to get my space together. It just helps me think better. And plus, cleanliness is next to godliness. So let's do a deep clean. I have a toddler, so I'm literally always cleaning. I literally clean every single day. And if you're a mom or a parent, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm cleaning all the time. So when I do my monthly reset, I deep clean certain areas. So the bathrooms, my fridge. If you have a toddler, you know, you have half drunken juice boxes in the fridge just laying around. So we deep clean the fridge, the bathrooms, I mop and sweep, I change my sheets, things that you wouldn't normally do on a daily basis. So the beginning of the month, that's what we're gonna do. So let's go. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, our space is now clean. We can breathe and relax because everything's tidy. Everything's where it needs to be. So let's move on to the next piece of our monthly reset. I like to set monthly rules. It just helps me stay focused on the task at hand. It helps give my month some type of structure because I always have these set of rules to fall back on. So let's go over our monthly rules for October. First one is going to be no sleeping past 6 a.m. For me, I've learned that getting up at least 2 hours before my toddler gets up, it gives me time to do my devotion, to work out, and just collect my thoughts before I have to now tend to someone else. I'm on the journey to become a 5 a.m. girly and I will get there. But for now, the rule is, at least for October, getting up before 6 a.m. Next one is moving your body every day. It's so important to get up and move your body. Even if you're not doing any type of strenuous workout or going to the gym every day, you can turn on your TV or turn on your phone, get a quick workout video from YouTube. So there's literally no excuses. We have to be moving our body every day. Next, read for 10 minutes or an hour every day. I know life is busy. We have so many things going on. So if you can't do the hour, you can at least do the 10 minutes. And also reading just opens up your mind. Once we get to a certain age, what neuroscientists say at least 30, if we're not constantly learning something new, our brain is almost staying stagnant. And we don't want that because then that increases our risk for dementia, Alzheimer's, and we definitely do not want that. Next one is going to be getting all my assignments done before Friday. This is a tough one because life been lifing. So, but honestly, I've been trying to get all my schoolwork done. Well, also it just helps me to enjoy my weekends better, and it gives me a better reset for the next week because I'm not trying to rush to submit all my assignments at 11 o'clock on Sundays. If you are a student like myself and trying to accomplish the goal of getting all your assignments done before 11:58 on Sunday, let's try to stick to the show this month of getting all our assignments done before Friday. It's going to be hard, but I think we can do it. Next rule is doing daily devotion and prayer every day for the month of October. I am a very spiritual person. I know there's a God. I've seen him work in my life. I've seen him work in others' life. So what keeps me grounded and what keeps me sane is doing my daily devotion, just going deeper into my word, and constantly being in communication with God, praying. That's literally the foundation of who I am. Next on the list is no phone the first 2 hours of waking up. I know this is hard for some of us, but I think we can do it. 2 hours is not going to kill you. All those things that's especially on the internet just start impacting your mood, your brain. Having to process all that first thing in the morning is not great for your nervous system. And we like to regulate our nervous system over here. So October rule, no phone for the first 2 hours of waking up. Last but not least is going to be no impulse spending. When I wrote this one, I knew it was going to connect with not only me, but a couple people that's going to be watching this. Because when I tell you, impulse spending, last minute spending. I'm the type of person, I need to know in advance. I need to know in advance, because if you tell me something last minute, I'm going to impulse buy, and then I'm going to end up spending way more than I would have if I knew something in advance, or if I actually sit down and research what I wanted to buy and shop around. So October, no impulse spending. I don't know about everybody else, but the older I get, and I say that as a 30-year-old, the older I get, the less I can keep things up here without going insane. Like trying to hold everything in my head as a mom, as a student, as a wife, as a friend, as the oldest daughter. It's not happening. It is not happening. Something is going to get left behind. Something is going to be forgotten. And then that's just going to create other problems. So what I like to do at the beginning of the month is do a brain dump. So basically we're taking everything that's in here, everything that we have to do, every appointment, every little task, literally everything. You're taking your brain and you're dumping it on paper. Sounds fun, right? Let's do it. I always feel 100 times better whenever I'm able to get everything out of my head on that paper. I know a lot of people like to do stuff digitally. Personally, for me, I like to write things down. I feel like whenever you put pen to paper, it just feels a lot better. It feels like you're like actually taking something off and putting it down. Not that digital stuff and digital note taking isn't the same, but I'm old school, so I like to put pen to paper, and that's exactly what I do when I do my brain dump. Later in the video, we're going to come back to the brain dump, because that's what we're going to use to set up all our appointments, make our weekly to-do list, etc. Moving on to the next part of the reset that I like to call out with the old and in with the new. I like to do a monthly reflection where I journal my thoughts, how I thought the month went, what I thought could have been better, and just what I am looking forward to in the next month. This is so important to do, because when you come back and reading, it's almost like you're time traveling in the past, and you get to see all the things that you overcame, all the things that you had to deal with and still prospered. So this is a very good thing to do, especially if you are someone that struggle with remembering that you are the shit. Like, you really are that girl or that guy. So let's do our monthly reflection for last month. This is a time and a space to be completely honest with yourself. I would hope that you're honest with yourself, but this is just a safe space for you to just be honest and just let it flow. Let it flow. It could be one sentence, one paragraph. It could be a whole page. It could be 2 pages. Just let it flow. Let it flow. Let it out. However you felt last month went, just do a deep dive and a reflection, and just put it all on paper or in your digital notepad, whatever floats your boat. But let's get into it. Next on the list is reviewing our goals from last month, seeing what we did accomplish, what we didn't, and being honest with ourselves as to why we didn't accomplish our goals, and also setting new goals for October. It's great to do this because you almost give yourself something to work towards. Besides just being a good human being, it sets the tone of what your weeks should look like. Then you're able to set small milestones in order to get to your bigger goal. So let's do that. If you're having a hard time trying to get this part done, I'll give you an example. That way you can have a framework to work with. One of my goals for October is to lose 10 pounds. I know that sounds crazy, but it's doable. So what I need to do in order to accomplish that goal is to make sure I am working out every day, drinking adequate amount of water, making sure I'm eating properly, and making sure I'm getting enough rest. Now, these come down to doing daily tasks. So these are the things that I have to do on a daily basis in order to accomplish the bigger goal of losing 10 pounds in the month. Make sense? All right, let's get to it. This time, I'm not going to put it pen to paper. I'm going to put it in my phone. That way I can always pull up the page in my note app and have it as a constant reminder of what I'm working towards. Moving on to the admin session of the monthly reset. This is basically a mixture of office work / tasks that only gets done once a month. For me, this looks like booking appointments, following up on emails, taking a bigger look at my calendar to see what my month will look like, and also bringing over anything that I didn't get done in September and putting it now on my October schedule. Also, I like to wash my makeup brushes. I don't always do that on a daily basis or a weekly basis, so I like to do it first thing in the month. That way I don't forget. I make my grocery list. I change out my toothbrush heads. I also alternate toothbrushes. Having braces, I have to take my dental hygiene very serious, plugging in any birthdays, trips, or play dates that I will have for the month of October. I just like to put everything into my calendar on my phone. That way I always have it with me. I can always check to see what I have to do tomorrow or next week. That way I'm not double booking or just overextending myself and knowing when to say no. So my calendar is literally my go-to. If it's not on the calendar, it's not getting done. So let's do that. As an Apple girly, I like to use the Google Calendar because I can pull it up on my phone, on my iPad, or my laptop. And this is kind of what my October schedule looks like already. So all those marks on the dates, and some dates have like 3 to 4 marks. Those are things that I have to do on those days. Like I said, I like it because if someone invites me somewhere, before responding or before even saying yes or no, I like to pull up my calendar to see what I have going on that day, so I'm not saying yes when it really should be a no, vice versa. So this is a very important part of the monthly reset, especially if you have children or you are a caretaker to elder parents, etc. It just helps give you that peace of mind that you know what you're doing tomorrow, you know what you're doing next week, and there's no surprises. Obviously things happen, but at least you have a basis and a foundation of what you will be doing for the month. Next on the list is doing our monthly budget reset and review of last month's budget. As someone that wasn't raised with a lot of money, I have made it my mission to understand how money works, how it can work for me, how to get more, and how to manage my money properly. Doing a monthly budget has literally changed my life. It has changed my finances. I'm able to now stay at home with my son, not having to work, solely because of how I manage my money. And also I have a husband that is not my sugar daddy, so that helps. It helps, but it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you can keep. The only way you can keep majority of what you make is by managing your money properly, not being an impulse spender like we talk about in our October rules, and also just being mindful of how you spend. This is probably the only portion that I like to do on the computer. I have a budgeting template that I use on a monthly basis. I'm able to see how much was made last month versus how much was spent, how much was put into savings, how much was put into investing, etc. It's so important to track your spending because this is where you can see where you need to cut things or where you can increase things, you know, where you can pull from in order to do something else, or if you want to dump more into your investments, into your retirement. Having a monthly budget just gives you a bigger picture of what your finances look like, what you need to change, and what can be improved. As I stated before, I use a budget template. I've had this for the past 4 years, since 2020. That's when I really started taking my finances seriously and investing seriously, and it has really paid off. I have my section where I do my monthly income. As I stated before, I am currently a stay-at-home mom, so just my husband's income is there. Then we have our expenses. I like to section my expenses based on living expenses, so that includes our home, car, electricity, gas for the vehicle, home internet, anything that has to do with our home, the dwelling, vehicle, that I consider living expenses. Then I have my personal costs because I have to stay fixed up, so I have a personal cost. This includes my nails, hair, beauty maintenance, makeup, etc. And it's so important to have that built into your budget. That way you are not overspending, and it serves as a way of self-care because you're actually putting the funds aside to take care of you, the same way you put the funds aside to take care of everything else. You are also important. Next, we have our debt payments. I'm currently consumer debt free. The only debt I have is my student loans, and I'll let them worry about that. But in all seriousness, it's super important to pay your debt down, pay your credit cards on time, and that is something I do not play about because in America, credit is everything. So the more you pay things on time, the more you keep your credit card balances low, the greater your credit history will be. Also, I build savings into my budget. So I allocate a certain percentage of the monthly income. It goes towards savings, the same way a certain percentage go towards debt, as well as my investments. I believe it's either 5 or 10% goes towards investing. And don't get it confused, saving and investing is two completely different things. If you want me to do a video just on budgeting, how I budget, my budgeting rules, how I manage my finances, and have been successful just on personal experience and researching, let me know in the comment section below. Now that we've gotten all the big and serious stuff out the way, time to move on to what I like to call the fun part. Let's go over last month's favorites. These are either things or experiences that I enjoyed for the month of September. I went to Colombia for the first time for my friend's birthday, and it was a great experience. I had some of the best fish I've had in a long time. Like when I tell you, the fish was just prepared so differently, and then they pair, I think this is like their staple with meals. They pair coconut rice and toscones with almost every dish, especially if it's a fried fish dish. But it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. And then we had the best breakfast. It's this spot. I forgot the name of the spot. I think it's called like Colobi Cafe or something like that. It's in Cartagena. When I tell you, they have the best French toast I've ever had in my life. The best French toast I've ever had in my life. It's so good. Like, I would fly back just for the fish and the French toast. But that was my favorite experience for the month of September. My top 3 items that I bought in September was the Fenty body cream. It smells just like the Fenty perfume, and I love the Fenty perfume down. Like, that's my everyday fragrance. It just smells so light and refreshing, but it still leaves an impact. Pair it with the body cream and it's also another item from Fenty, the Fenty hot chocolate lip gloss. It's not new, but at first when I got that lip gloss a couple months ago, actually a year or 2 ago when it first came out, I got the lip gloss and I wasn't really feeling it because I didn't know how to use the lip gloss. Now when I use that lip gloss, either I line my lips with the brown liner and then I put it on top of the brown liner if I'm wearing another lippy, or I line my lip and I use it as like the base. When I tell you it eats, it eats. It's what I have on right now. Tell me it don't yum. Okay, clock it. My next favorite purchase of September was my footstool. I'm a very short person. I'm 5'4" on good days. On not so good days, I'm 5'3", and most of the things in my house are high level. So if I'm not climbing up on top of the counter to get into the cupboard, it's so embarrassing saying that, but my footstool makes life a lot easier because I can just stand on my footstool and reach the cabinets, reach the top of the fridge, etc. So yeah, those are my favorites for September. Moving on to my wish list for October. My chest is very high. I have very expensive taste. And I feel so sorry for my husband. But this is my wish list for October. It consists of only 3 items. Only 3, that's not bad. And when I say wish list, it's not that I cannot afford these stuff or that I cannot buy it right now. But as someone that is trying to be financially responsible and not go out and impulse buy, I like to do a wish list. It keeps me on the lookout for sales, promotions on these items so I can get them at a more discounted rate. Help my husband's bank account. Actually 4 things. The 4 things on my wish list for October is this Givenchy L Internet, however you say it. What is this Givenchy perfume? I've had my eye on it for a while now. I'm hoping to just bite the bullet this month and get it. The next thing is the Tory Burch Miller Stud Pave Hinge Bracelet. This is not a new item, but every time I try to buy this item, it's been sold out in my size. So I have it on my wish list because I will get that bracelet one way or another. Next item on my list is the Bottega Veneta Orbit sneaker. I've also had my eye on this sneaker for a while, but I just have not bite the bullet. It's $1,000, almost $1,100. I might have to do something special for my husband so he can buy me this sneaker. Next thing on the list is this animal print buckle mule from Mia. I saw my friend in it and it looks so cute on her, and I was like, this is the perfect fall shoe going into winter. You can dress it up or dress it down. So they have it right now at Nordstrom. It was originally $69 and now it's $49 with a 28% off. So this is what I mean when I make my wish list, because I'm able to shop the sales, and I'm definitely gonna get this probably this week because it's not on sale. That concludes our monthly reset. I truly hope you can take this and implement it into your own life to help you accomplish your goals and just set the tone for your month. That way you can have a much stress-free month and just be able to go through the month with ease and a peace of mind, knowing that you have set things in place, you have a foundation of where you need to start from. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below, or if you just want to stop by and say hi, wagwan, why not? Feel free to do so. Until next time, I'll see you in a monthly reset for November. As always, with love, Anna. Later.